For the first time in more than 4 decades, a former US president is set to testify before Congress, and it's happening under the shadow of the Epstein investigation. Stay with this report, because the timing, the politics, and the precedent matter more than the headlines suggest. What follows is a clear, document-driven account of how Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton agreed to testify in the congressional probe into Jeffrey Epstein just days before a House vote that could have held them in criminal contempt, ending a months-long standoff that had grown increasingly political, procedural, and consequential for Congress itself. According to statements from the Clintons, legal team and confirmations from Capitol Hill, the couple will now appear before the House Oversight Committee, marking the first time a former president has testified before a congressional panel since Gerald Ford in 1983, a fact that alone underscores the extraordinary nature of the moment. The agreement came after Republicans on the committee, with support from several Democrats, advanced contempt resolutions accusing the Clintons of refusing to comply with subpoenas related to the Epstein investigation, a move that sharply escalated pressure after the couple argued they had already provided sworn written statements detailing what they described as their limited information about Epstein. Bill Clinton, who acknowledged a past acquaintance with Epstein but says he severed contact more than 20 years ago and denies any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, had resisted appearing in person, while Hillary Clinton has consistently stated she never met or spoke with Epstein at all, a claim not contradicted by available records. The confrontation intensified late last month when the committee approved contempt measures, prompting the Clintons' attorneys to propose limited testimony, including a 4-hour interview with Bill Clinton, an offer that committee chairman James Comer rejected over concerns the former president would evade questions and run out the clock. Then, in a sudden shift, Clinton's deputy chief of staff, Angel Urania, publicly confirmed on social media that both Clintons would appear, accusing the committee of acting in bad faith while asserting the couple was prepared to testify under oath, a move that immediately led congressional leaders to postpone the contempt vote to clarify the terms of the agreement. Comer responded by saying he would review the scope of the Clintons' testimony before determining next steps, while House Rules Committee Chairwoman Virginia Fox said additional time was needed to understand precisely what the former president and former Secretary of State had agreed to provide. The backdrop to this standoff is a politically charged investigation into Epstein, whose 2019 death in federal custody ended criminal proceedings, but not scrutiny of the government's handling of his case or his ties to powerful figures. Epstein's private jet logs show Bill Clinton took 4 international flights in 2002 and 2003, trips Clinton's spokesperson later said were connected to work for the Clinton Foundation, and photographs released by the Justice Department in December under a law mandating disclosure of Epstein-related investigative material, show Clinton at Epstein's estate, images his team says are decades old and predate any public knowledge of Epstein's crimes. Importantly, neither Bill nor Hillary Clinton has been accused of wrongdoing by Epstein survivors, and no evidence has emerged placing Hillary Clinton in contact with Epstein, a distinction repeatedly emphasized by her representatives. Even so, Republicans argue the Clintons' testimony is necessary to understand the government's broader response to Epstein and whether influential figures received preferential treatment, a claim the Clintons strongly dispute. In a letter sent last month to Comer, the couple accused the chairman of politicizing the probe and obstructing meaningful fact-finding, arguing there was no plausible explanation for the committee's approach other than partisan motives, while Comer countered that the subpoenas were approved on a bipartisan basis and that no one is above the law, accusing Clinton's legal team of months of delay. The agreement to testify now shifts the focus away from contempt votes and toward what the Clintons will actually say, how extensive the questioning will be, and whether their appearance advances clarity or deepens political division, particularly as lawmakers continue to debate the scope of Congress's oversight powers and the unresolved questions surrounding Epstein's network and the government's handling of his case. At stake is not just testimony from 2 of the most prominent figures in modern American politics, but a rare constitutional moment that blends accountability, precedent, and partisan conflict, and that will test whether Congress can extract substantive answers from power without turning oversight into spectacle.